That's what we're here for. So OER is critical to this endeavor. When I've reflected on this before with Mohammed and also in some of my own writings and studies, I look at it this way. I look at OER is critical for us if we're going to frame the issues, if we're going to frame the situations, if we're going to frame the science, right? If we're talking about whether it's GIS, remote sensing, climate, if you go to the biological sciences, it doesn't really matter which area you go to, but it's about framing the issues, framing the situations for science. Why is that? Because we want to use those issues, those situations in our research, in our experiences, in the end, ultimately for society, okay? We set these up in order to open doors. Our president that Mohammed alluded to, our president of the university, has made it very clear about equity and inclusion and diversity being so important. He's also made it very clear that there are no silos, there are no boundaries. There don't have to be. For us to do research, to educate properly, to use open educational resources, we need to leave the doors open. We need to take the doors away, right? This needs to be a free flow of information and data so that we can properly educate and research. That's so critical to us. So Mohammed, what I was going to also add then is when it comes to environmental sciences, sometimes it helps to pick a specific topic just for argument's sake. And while I know I could speak to GIS, I could speak to remote sensing, I could speak to climate, I figured I might throw something out there that's most people are familiar with, and that's fog, okay? Most people, when it comes to fog, worry about driving or maneuvering, maybe in a ship lane or in an aircraft, about being able to see where they're going. I like that analogy for OER, right? We have faculty who sometimes say, well, which way do we go? There is so much out there, so many open educational resources. How do I bring it all together? How do I make sense of it? How do I present that to students in the classroom? How do I make use of it in research and scholarly works? Right? Those are two fundamental questions that would have to be answered. And the other reason I like the fog analogy is we usually think of fog as a nuisance in terms of transportation. Yet fog is critical to the evapotranspiration effects in some forests around the world. Fog is crucial to the transport of aerosols, sometimes viruses, other things around the world. Fog can tie in with pollutants and make for poor air quality. Fog is also used for water scavenging from the atmosphere, places that do not have adequate water supplies. So the nature of the problem, the issue, the situations that it poses really speaks to the need for open educational resources that offer what? A wide range of information, a wide range of experiences, a wide range of issues. And OER is a collection of items that offer us modalities. If we want to speak to the education or research about environmental science with regard to the occurrence of fog, the impacts of fog, the use of fog, how do we do that? Do we strictly use the models that are out there, numerical models? Do we make use of images? Do we have experiences of people who have been in collisions because of fog? Do we talk to the peoples who rely upon fog water collection to survive, right? Those modalities are so important. How do I, as an educator or I, as a researcher, get a hold of all of those situations, those issues, those experiences, unless I have a treasure trove, a collection of open educational resources? That's really what it amounts to. And I think that's very important. And another way to look at it, and Mohammed, I think I thought of this when we last spoke the other day, and I was writing some notes to myself for this presentation. And I said, you know, The other aspect of OER that we take for granted is that OER is a further means to communicate with regard to content, context, and cultural manifestation, right? If I speak of fog, it's based on my own personal experience. That experience is fundamentally different than anybody else's in any other country in the world, because I don't rely on fog for water supply, do I? It's not a nuisance to those who do. Okay, these are aspects and considerations that you cannot fully express or understand without having access to materials and people who can bring these experiences directly to the students. And, oh, don't forget, it's research. Don't forget, it's a matter of bringing those experiences to provide new perspectives. Mohammed, you talked about reuse, you talked about adapt. I've studied fog, I've studied environmental science, climate for quite a few years. Why do I still do it? Well, for one, I don't know everything, that's a good thing. For two, I need to look at other perspectives, because no matter how hard I try, I have certain wired in here how I look at the problem. If I don't go to other resources, open educational resources, to say, what other perspectives are there out there? How would I even know to look at it differently? How could I? So I think that's an important consideration. I think it makes it very powerful and makes it really essential that we think open educational resources as a means, not just a collection of materials, but a collection of experiences, a collection of items that can be used interactively, and a collection of things that can be used to create new knowledge, new applications. It's not all about education. It's not all about research. In some ways, it's one and the same. And I think that's a very powerful way to look at it. Mohammed?
All right, that's great. So I will share my screen for a little bit, and I'll go through those resources, and then Dr. Croft will shed more light on each of those resources that we got to look at. Okay, let me share my screen if I know what I'm doing. Okay. All right, I will share these resources with you guys. Can you see my screen? Can you see all these resources that I have? The Penn State OER Commons, yeah?
Yes.
Very good. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over one by one on these resources, and I will also email you this list of resources. I will send you a form in before the end of this this lecture, and then you guys can sign up for email. Just provide me the emails, and I'll provide you the list of courses. And the funny part is, this is what I did last time. I did this time again. I forgot to record. So when Dr. Croft started talking, then I started recording. So I will send you that recording too, okay? All right, so let's look at these resources. Now, Penn State has done a really good job creating these resources, and I just searched climate change on this resource, okay? So this is the website. Again, you don't have to type it. Just for now, just concentrate on how to use it and what is there. But later on, you can actually you will have a link for these websites. I just searched climate change on it, and I was able to look at a lot of resources that are built by a good university. Penn State is a top tier university. You know, the faculty members are there. They know exactly what they're talking about. So you know the content that is here is validated. It's by good people. So now I have 35 climate change resources. I can actually look at full courses if I want to. But if you look on the left-hand side, among these 35 courses that I have climate change 20, 8 for energy, global warming 8, sustainability, renewable energy, climate. So I'll let Dr. Adla pick which one she wants me to look up. Global warming?
Greenhouse effect or global warming?
All right, we'll do global warming, and we'll do
Greenhouse
where
gases.
is greenhouse? I'm blind. Is there greenhouse there? Or,
Yeah, I just saw that.
oh, probably earlier before I pressed this. Okay, let's try it again. Okay, I'm probably blind, so I'll just choose global warming. And
Or model.
I'm sorry, your voice just got cut off. I think we lost Dr. Adla. So I'll pick one, my favorite, earthquakes. Okay. When
That's your screen.
I'm sorry, your voice is breaking. I could not hear you. I'm really sorry.
You may choose climate model.
Where is it?
Climate models is
Okay, I don't see it. All right. I'm so sorry. I think it's too early for me. All right, we'll just leave it here if that's okay.
yeah,
right,
yeah, it's fine.
Right. So now we have 3 results that are really looking at among climate change. I just searched the regular word climate change. So it searched a few items for me. Now I have earthquakes and global warming. Now, these are the courses that Penn State have put together. So let me look at controversies in the earth science. I'm going to click on this. And here you can actually look at the full online course, so online course and downloadable course files. So once I click on it, I will be able to download all the course files that the course that was taught. So Earth 501, 500 level course that was taught in Penn State is now, you can have all the content that they had. It's really powerful without any problem of licensing. So now you can download that material. If you're a student, you can use it to educate yourself and go toward the path of being a lifelong learner. Or as an educator, you can download it and use it in your class without any problems, okay? So let's just look at the course itself. So now you know who is the faculty member. It's Eliza Richardson, Associate Professor of Geoscience. You know who the professor is. And then she's telling you where are these resources at, the topic to study and all of that. All of these lessons are right here. So if I click on, I would not understand a single word. That's why Dr. Croft is a scientist. You know, I'm the person who just collect material. He's the one who's going to dissect this stuff for you. I'm just going to click on something that I don't even know what that is. Mass extinctions. Okay, I understand mass extinctions. Okay. When I click on it, right, now I have full resource of what that lecture or lesson is all about. Okay. Now I can look at short tour of a long time. Now I come here. Now remember, all of these resources are free. You can use them in your classes. Okay. Now, I don't know what this means. Some of you might know what this is talking about. For me, I can't even read that word. Can you believe that? Oh, Lord, it's embarrassing. Okay. I'm just not going to talk about it anymore. All right, Dr. Croft, would you like to jump in now? Because it's getting embarrassing for me.
Do I have to bail you out? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, I could not understand, so I thought that probably you'll jump in and talk about it.
No, that's fine. You know, Mohammed, the example you have here, I think, is actually very appropriate. It's talks about the measurement of time and our concept of time, and I think in today's world of social media, anything past a minute ago or two is ancient history. So it's interesting that the time example is here, where it talks about eras, how we divide up time geologically, how we look at the processes of the earth, and it's very useful in the classroom ultimately and for research, because it's a matter of scale. We talk about the process it takes for something to happen, and then how long does it take us to reverse that or change that? Let's say we're digging for resources, mineral deposits. Well, the geologic time span that set up those deposits, or set up, we'll pick on natural gas and oil for that matter, the geologic processes that are involved are very difficult for most students to understand. And then once you get that understanding, how does that apply when it comes to the real time, a generational time, our lifetime, to say, how does that work in the processing? How is that economical? How is that possible and practical to meet the needs of society, right? And from the open educational resources, you can get certainly the full scientific explanation, but without the other elements, right? Without the other perspectives, the issues, the situations, without the geographic information, right? Without the integration of those materials, it becomes just a study of rocks and minerals, right? What purpose is behind it? I think OER offers the better sense that you can understand the core details, but then you can place it in context to say, this is why it might be important to me, or this is why it does matter to making decisions on a global scale, a national scale, a local scale. It all adds up that way.
All right. So as you can see, I just opened up.
May I ask a question?
Sure, please.
Is there any chance to get a certificate for that course?
Very,
I'm just
very good.
wondering,
Very good question. That's really amazing. Let me actually let me do that first. Okay. So that's a great question. So this is a website again. I will send you the link so you don't have to worry about it. So edX.org is another platform that Kean University uses, and I actually did my course last year that I got certified for certification from here because it was free. Kean University paid for it. It was not free. But then I do almost every month one course, right? That I don't get certificate, but I get the learning. Okay. So now two things: either you want to be certified and you want to tell people that you got certified, or you just learn, right? So both things can be done through edX. So now I'm going to search the same course, not same course, but climate change. That's the only word that I know in this topic. So climate change. Okay. So now you see all of these courses are available for you to learn for free. Okay. Now, if you want certificates, so let's click on this one. Okay. Now, this is an 8-week course. Okay. You can enroll right now for free, and you will learn for free. Okay. So it would not be verified. There will not be no certificate, but you will learn everything that is here. So let me expand the syllabus a little bit. So you'll learn about climate change. You will learn about all of these items that you see: extreme weather, oceans, modeling of climate system, modeling of climate system advanced, carbon emission scenarios, applying climate models, projected change in climate change impacts the future of people and planet, and what is our path forward. So you will learn all that without paying a single penny, okay? But now, as you mentioned, would you like to have certificate? Sure, that certificate is only $49, okay? So, and who is it providing it? This is provided by SDG Academy, okay? So you can actually look at it. Who do you want the certificate from? You will see that, let me see if I can find out if, so let's say if you want something to be done by MIT. Let's not, I don't know where MIT went. Oh, let's do Harvard, okay? So Harvard providing 5 courses, right? So I'm gonna click on climate change and energy challenge. So if you are doing that, think about this, that your resume, so you can learn for free again. If you enroll right now, you will learn for free. You know what? I will enroll. I'm registered for it. Why not just enroll? Okay. I was going to do it later, but you guys are making me do it now. So we'll do it now. Okay. So you see, this is how simple it is. You log in and boom, you're in the system. You are logged in. So now I am logged into the system. This course that I have full access to it. I'm not gonna do it, and it's I feel bad registering for it too, but you see how all of this material is available for me. This course, can you guys hear the video?
equal to sigma times T to the fourth,
Yes.
we can quickly see that that 0.7 degree global warming has resulted in, if we take 288.7 to the fourth power.
Okay, this just, right? My brain is just done with this, okay? But the video, everything right here, it's all for free, okay? And now if you want a certificate, that will be only for $1.49. And then you'll get a certificate and you'll get to put it on your resume that you learned something from Harvard. You have a certificate from Harvard University, okay? Did that answer your question? All right.
Yeah.
Where was I?
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So I was here at global warming. So again, this is a course. This is MIT Open Courseware. You will have access to it. So this is MIT Open Courseware. You can see I just searched global climate change, I believe. And once the climate change came in, I clicked on the first course that was there. And you can actually see that this course was taught in spring of 2012. And this was taught by these faculty members. And this was an undergraduate course. And you can look at all the readings right here. Lecture notes are available to you here. So this is a PDF file. So I'm going to click on it. All of this information that you see is available for faculty members. It's available for students. You can use it in your classes for free. This is the best part. And I mean, this is why open education resource is such a beautiful thing, that sitting in Pakistan and online learning, as you mentioned, that it is getting tougher and tougher. But learning and sitting in Pakistan, sitting in India, sitting in Bangladesh, sitting in any part of the world, you're learning from MIT faculty members about climate change, about global warming. Dr. Croft?
Thank you, Mohammed. And yeah, I think that's the important point too, because no matter where you are, what you're doing, you have access, asynchronous among others. And, again, it allows that exploration. It really allows, I'll think for a moment, Mohammed, I'll mention like teaching a climate course semester to semester. I can use the same notes, I could use the same material. It may be OER, but what makes it alive? What makes it valuable to the students each semester rather than the same thing? Because if it's the same thing term after term, why do they need me, right? Why the interaction? This is again where the open educational resources, the modalities are so important, because Mohammed, the example you showed where the course was offered in 2012, it's 2021 now. Most of what's there still applies. Some things have changed. That in itself can be a valuable lesson in the classroom, and it informs the research, right? It actually makes a difference. Now, was there another site you were going to show, Mohammed? I'm sorry.
Sorry. So this is the one that we'll talk more about it when everybody has questions. This is the books that are available to you for free. So you can actually look at it. When was the book published? Where is it at? You just click on it and you have that book for free. And this, again, all of these links will be sent to you, so you don't have to worry about it. Not to all of you, only to the people who put their email address there. I should have said only the people who register for OER conference, but that's okay. I said it already. So climate change. So this is the thing that I would like to share, and then Dr. Croft will talk more, and then we can open up to questions. I'm sure you guys have a lot of questions for Dr. Croft. So this is really good. And again, this is available from NASA's website. So let's say if I want to see the sea ice, or level of sea over time. So let's look at that. So this is the level of sea over time, right? So can you guys all see it, right? So you can see the level of sea, how it is going, right? So it's kind of crazy. Like for me, I mean, I don't know much about this stuff, right? So for me, I was like a child just playing around and see, how from carbon dioxide level from 2002 to 2016 has changed. Look at it, right? So I was just enjoying that moment of, oh my God, you see how beautiful our environment was, and look at it in 2016. And the funny part it is, doesn't matter where you look at, the carbon dioxide level is almost the same, except, you know, Russia has some a little bit extra carbon dioxide. I'm not sure what they're doing there. Look at global temperature from 1884, how cold that was. And look where we are at 2020. Look at it. And now, you know, we talk about Pakistan being super hot these days. I did not know. And I mean, forget about me, you know, science there. But look, I can see through here and I can tell you what part of Pakistan is more hot or what areas are hot because NASA has provided this for free for us. Okay. So, Dr. Croft, would you like me to show another gallery or this is good?
You know, that's fine. Another one would be a good example.
All right. So this is our, and again, the website from NASA. And this is visualizations right here. So you can actually look at any of these models. So let's say if I want to see Greenland ice sheet, you can actually look at it. And this is, you can look
After
at the
the
video.
Antarctic ice sheet, the Greenland ice sheet is the second largest body of ice in the world. However, new data projects that Greenland will look very different by the year 2300. Scientists use different trajectories for global greenhouse gas emissions based on a range of possible climate policy outcomes for the 21st century. Under low emission, medium emission, and high emission scenarios, we can estimate the effect on the Greenland ice sheet. Rivers of meltwater drain out of large outlet glaciers, causing the outer margins of the ice sheet to recede.
And all of this material is available for you for free. So please make sure you guys make use of it.
Okay, Mohammed, am I on?
Yeah.
I only really have a few other comments based on and you made a perfect choice there. I will let everybody know we didn't plan this in advance, but the clip you just played is perfect. It's because I wanted to say something about policy integration, right? Policy, most people cringe when they hear the word, especially scientists tend to cringe when you talk about policy. But the point is, policy is important to moving forward from a societal point of view. And it has to be informed, not just by science, but by multiple factors. And I think it's important to, again, think of OER, think of the nature of the integration that OER offers. Okay, some of the examples Mohammed just shared, the modeling. Okay, well, it's a model. We use models all the time in real time and in retrospect. They inform more about the physical quantity or the physical process. They tell us how things work. They give us a chance to say, what if, without waiting for it to happen, right? Those are all very valuable, especially when it comes to things like global climate change and sea level rise, things of that nature. But the policy comes in multiple ways. It's not strictly which model is best. It's really a matter of what is the purpose of the model? What are we trying to examine and why? And then if I link that for a moment to GIS, right? What does GIS allow me? It allows me literally an attribute table to examine a problem from so many different sides and angles, right? Whether it's the local physiography, whether it's local economy, whether it's a supply chain, whatever the issue might be, I can put that together. I can model it realistically from a GIS perspective. I can enhance it with remote sensing tools, those that are spaceborne as well as those that are actually ground-based. I can get a much clearer picture. It's almost like going into the hospital and saying, well, give me an X-ray, but give me an MRI as well, right? Give me multiple scans of the body that tell me different things, but collectively they tell me the whole story, right? And that, again, is why I think the power of OER is so important here. Because if you have the whole story, if you have all the pieces, you can do better policy, you can have better understanding of what it takes to make use of that information, how to research it, how to apply it. And Mohammed, there's another piece of it that's important. We didn't go fully into it. It would take a whole nother lecture or hour, I'm sure. But information literacy. How do we know what we're looking at is useful? How do we know it's correct? How do we know it's been applied properly, right? There's lessons to be had from the use of OER because it allows a more critical eye towards the information, the data, the analysis, right? It gives us a chance to say, what does this all mean? And how does it stack up from the issues, the situations? What's the content? What's the context, right? Those are the elements that are important. And again, OER is really a great way to make that happen. Okay, Mohammed?
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Croft. I think we are almost at the end of our time. I would like to open for questions now, and then we'll do our closing statement. No questions? This is exciting. No questions, Dr. Croft? You guys, please type your quote. There are, I think there's questions are coming in there. Oh, no. You guys can type the question if you guys are, don't want to ask it out loud. Please type it. I'll give you another minute to please type any question. If none, then we'll do our closing statement and then we'll go. Oh, good, Asma. Let me actually send you that link now. Can you please all mute if you don't have a question? I'm going to mute you guys all, but if you have a question, please jump in right away, okay? I'm going to mute you now, but please jump in if you guys would like to. All right, let me get this link. Go ahead. So here is a link that I sent you guys. Please put your email address there, and I will send you all these links that we have. I will also send our registration link for our conference. I will love to have all of you at our conference. It is a virtual conference again, so you don't have to worry about no visas, no nothing, and you will get to hear great speakers. Thank you, Dr. Zia, and thank you for your opportunity for giving us, putting us all together. And I think, and I want to say again, thanks to GIS and Remote Climate Research Lab, or Remote Sensing GIS and Climate Research Lab. It's a mouthful of, right? And I want to say thank you to Dr. Adla, Dr. Asim, Salman, Dr. Shahid, everyone that helped us last time get together. Today, Dr. Almaz, and again, I forgot the name of the other faculty member. Thank you for getting us together. This is an amazing and great topic that we are working on. Being a lifelong learner is more of a mindset rather than a strategy. You have to think about it if you want to be a better researcher, if you want to be good at what you're doing, you need to change your mindset and think about being the part of the world. We are saying the business is easy to do, right? Because we are sitting in Pakistan and doing business all over the world. It's all capitalism. When it comes to research, when it comes to being a lifelong learner, when it comes to bringing change to people's life, then it's all about equity, access, and inclusion. We have to think about academic excellence. We have to think about social justice. If we are going to school, university, a college, we have to understand that it becomes our responsibility to teach everyone, to bring everyone together with us. Here we say, we don't leave anybody behind, right? When you're in the war, somebody is hurt, you don't leave them behind, you bring them with you. If you're in a college, in a university, it is your responsibility to everyone that you see, bring them with you. Open education resource, that is why it's more important, that it gives you an opportunity to help people. as I said earlier, that it's a human right to get education. It is not right of elite. It is not the right of people who have money. It is not the right of people who can afford. It is the right of every single person. So it becomes your responsibility, and I'm putting it on you. I'm putting it on myself first, and then you. That bring everybody together, teach someone. That will be your legacy. You know, everyone has to leave, right? So when we leave behind, we need to leave a legacy. And that is the legacy that we want to leave behind, that we educate people. I'll give you one thing. The conference that we have, the dean of MIT, he's a big guy, right? It's very hard to reach to that person. He could have charged anything that he wanted. They have served 200 million people over 20 years. He could have charged anything that he wanted. He said, no, I want to help people, right? He could have made money, but it's not about money. It's about giving people opportunity. And it's not about a college can give, or people who have money can give opportunity. We can give opportunity. We have an opportunity to be a lifelong learner through this research. Open educational resources provide opportunity to research. You will have a lot of resources that I'm going to send it to you guys by end of tomorrow. Go through those resources, learn, educate people, and spread them. Let other people learn from it. Don't hold on to yourself. Let other people get those resources. Give it to a person who you think cannot afford. Give them that opportunity to learn. Dr. Croft talked about information literacy. You as the younger generation today has an opportunity, a great opportunity. I'll tell you that kids today know probably more than us, right? They are on their iPads all the time, right? It is kind of funny to tell, but I'm gonna just tell this story. I have a 5-year-old, and he'll be 5, and a 9-year-old, right? So my 4-year-old, when he was 2-year-old, he was on his iPad and kept pressing the right side of screen. I said, why is he doing? So I moved his hand. He started doing it again. I said, okay, let me see what he's doing. So at that time, I noticed that I did not know it. So a 2-year is teaching his father that when you press the right side of the screen, it fast forwards it for a few seconds or 10 seconds or whatever, right? So now think about this. The generation who has their iPads in their hands, they have access to all this information. So what we need to do as educators, as learners, as lifelong learners, as researchers, we need to make sure that information is being given to these people properly. We need to make sure the access that we have is proper. So play your role, play your part. Be online, learn, and spread this learning and information literacy all around, and share. And today's environment is going to be easy for you. Online environment is going to be much easier once you start having that feeling of empowerment. When you feel that you are empowered to empower other people, you become more relaxed. You feel like you are doing your job. You're going to be successful because you are empowered to help other people.
Excuse me, Professor Muhammad Hassan.
Yes, Doctor. Yes, Vartha?
I need a little help.
Sure,
How can I approach those links which you were showing us? Should I have to drop my email in chat box?
No, I have already sent you a link. Please go to that link. I'm going to do it now again. So please click on this link that I just shared and put your email address there. And once I have your email address, I will send it to whoever submits their email address. I will put all the resources to you guys, along with the video.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Thank you so much.
Please make sure you guys can reach. Can somebody click on that link, please? And I just want to make sure everybody can get to that email without any problem. Manu, thank you for giving your email address here, but can you please put it in that form? I'm so sorry to have you do it again.
Excuse me, sir.
I think I'm sending it to only one person. There you go.
I can't see the link here.
Here we go. Here it is. I'm so sorry.
Yes, I received it.
I think I gotta go get coffee. You know, it's 9 o'clock, but I was awake at 6. So
Let me add something. It's really very, very nice to talk to you both, and very good to hear you. And I think this is the way how we can discourage the style, or actually the way we use the like PDF.com, Gigapedia, this way, in which we get the books from illegal books. So this is how we can discourage that site. If we use the legal sites from which we learned from you.
you're so right, Dr. Adla. We had one of the faculty members who, we have a campus in China too, right? So one of the faculty members sent me an email saying, hey, you know, I found a link. I found my book there. Everybody can get it. I'm like, no, you cannot really use it because it's illegal. So imagine this, that when you're reading a book, you write a paper, but you put a reference in from that illegal resource that you got, then you're really not really doing a favor to your colleagues, right? So that's really wrong at them, that yes, that they have book is expensive, but it's wrong, because as a researcher, you want to publish too. So when you publish, you would like to either make money or make sure people are helpful. So as you said, the open education definitely discourages that, because it makes it open for every single one. Thank you. That was a very good point. I'm going to steal that point, and I'm going to tell it in my next lecture too. All right. No
Actually,
more
being a citizen of underdeveloped country, I think it's a very good opportunity for all of us, and hope we will be benefited from this opportunity, and inshallah we'll get knowledge from this online resources. And in these situations of COVID-19, it's very helpful. It's very helpful.
We are very thankful to you for giving us an opportunity to talk to you and share our experiences. I will share these resources, and we are open to you guys. If you have a question, please feel free to email us. Feel free to talk to us. We are there for you guys. Whatever we can do to help educate people, we will do. All right. If there are no more questions, please.
Thank you so much, Professor Croft and Professor Muhammad Hassan. We are very grateful for you. This was a lovely meeting. It benefits us a lot.
Thank you, Vardha. Take care, guys. See ya.
See ya.
I'll be here for a little bit more time if you guys have any questions.
Okay.
If you guys have no questions, you guys can log off.
Thank you, sir. It was so helpful for us.
You're very welcome.
Thank you, sir.
You're very welcome, Aisha. All right, I'm going to log off. I guess there are no more questions, so I'm going to log off. Once I end this meeting, everybody will be kicked out. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to put it in that form, and I will be reaching out to you guys. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.